Hola, muy buenos dias. This is a message to parents and students of the blue class and pre-K parents and students of the purple class. Today is a really exciting day. It's a pickup day for pre-K supplies that we have for you. Some things that we would like to share with you while we finish out the year together online. So you're going to get a big bag with a few supplies. And maybe you want to use this bag for some other fun thing because it's reusable. So what's in the bag? Well, firstly, I want to just say that Miss Carol and Miss Chelly have been doing an awesome job on working with you with your handwriting. And they've been doing that in such a way that you can do it at home without any other extra supplies. So these supplies are just an extra thing that you can use if you want to. Okay. One thing that you had when you were at school was a science journal. And so we're sending the science journal home because we would love for you to continue to use it while you're at home. The science journal looks like this on the inside. Okay. So we have a space for you to write or to draw what's going on, and it doesn't have to be about science. It could be about anything that's happening in your life. You might have something exciting going on or something that is very interesting to you that you want to write about. Your journal is a good place to do that. So while we were at school together, we were using this journal for science, and this is Ethan's journal. So we are going to look at what he did as an example and also to talk to parents about how we do it. So first we're going to do something, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to agree that we need to write about it in our journal. So after we make that agreement, the student is going to sit down and create, with as many details as they can, a picture of that thing that you agreed you needed to document. When it's ready, you're going to either stay with your student while that's happening or give them a little space. You can figure that out for yourselves. It's different for every kid. And then there's a space to write. Okay? Your student can write if they want to, but most pre-K students aren't ready to write their ideas to the extent that they have going on. They have so many complex ideas in their mind, and writing them down just isn't very reasonable. So that's where adults come in. So adult comes in and says, "Can you tell me what your picture is about?" Here's the question one more time. Can you tell me what your picture is about? Notice that I didn't say, "Oh, I see you did all these things. This looks really good, blah, blah, blah." I'm not talking. Adults isn't really talking. This is kid time. So we ask the question, and the kid tells us what's going on in the picture. And while they're telling us, we're writing it down, and we're using their words. We are not editing. We are not saying, "Well, did you actually mean to do this, or is this actually what this is?" That's not happening. We're listening and we're transcribing what they said in their words. Okay? So Ethan said to Miss Carol, you can see this is her handwriting, "This is our experiment on gravity." And that's what Ethan said. And so that's what Miss Carol wrote. And you'll notice that this writing space is designed for kids to write. And so it's really big and wide. But as an adult, you are invited, of course, to use the lines as Miss Carol did. So she used this line and then that line, and she'll use all the lines. And so we've had times where there's a lot to say. And so that's something that you kind of have to work on with your student, is that you only have this much room. So it's a really good skill to come up with a quick thing. Now, if there is a whole story, you might want to grab a piece of paper and write it down on the paper and staple it in with the picture, and that would be fine too. Okay, so this is your journal, and it's a wonderful, wonderful way to remember what's going on and to externalize the thoughts inside your mind for a student and to start getting those out. Okay, so that's this. If you have any questions, please let me know. I am available for brainstorming with you. Oh, most people are also going to have this in their bag because this is the last thing you guys did. It was in your cubby, so I put it in there. It's your color book that you did with Miss Chelly. All right. You also are going to have a chalkboard. Okay, so you're going to get a chalkboard, and the chalkboard is for practicing writing letters. And Miss Carol is going to have her chalkboard, and Miss Chelly will have one too, and I have one. And so you will be available to work with us on letters on your chalkboard. You will also have a little bag of things to write with. And in that bag is a little mini chalk and also a little mini sponge. So you're going to use the sponge and the chalk on your chalkboard. That's what these are for, okay? And there'll be people who are going to help you do that. The other things in your bag that might come in handy, especially when you're using your journal, you're going to have 2 mini pencils. Okay, these are little mini pencils. And then you're also going to get a collection of mini crayons. So here's the crayons. They're called flip crayons. Okay, and you're going to get a whole collection, and if you flip them over, you have all the colors. So a flip crayon is kind of what it sounds like. You're coloring a sky, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, I might need an orange bird. So you flip it over. Okay, so these are flip crayons. And the cool thing about them is that they have 2 colors in one. The other cool thing about them is that you can practice flipping, and when you do, the little muscles in your hand get stronger, and that's good for handwriting. We also want you to think about your pencil grip and making sure that you're holding your pencil between 2 fingers and you're moving it across the line. You might remember the song about pencil grip from Mr. Nick, and I'll be sure to link that down here as well. The green class is going to, the pre-K kids in the green class are going to be using another workbook. They don't have journals. They're going to be using this workbook, and they're going to be going through it with their teacher in videos. And if you would like to join that, so letters and all kinds of stuff in here, if you would like to join in on that, there will be links in the video below for you to be able to do that. And everyone at Pepitas who wants to do this is invited to. And that will be with me and Miss Taryn and Miss Lauren. So that's kind of all I had to tell you. But if you have any other questions, please let me know and I will answer them. It just got really windy and everything's blowing away. It's kind of exciting. I also wanted to let you know, parents, that your child is going to get a name card. Okay, it's going to have their name on it, and it's going to have their name in capitals and their name in lower cases. And your child could really use a space to work where their feet are on the floor and their name card is nearby with their writing supplies. And so all the stuff for writing, because we want them to feel empowered to have what they need to move forward in their writing. And so when your child is writing their name, there's going to be a huge different variety of ways that it's going to happen. Most kids are going to start by writing capitals. It's much easier. There are a lot less curves in capitals. And so you're going to see a mix of capitals and lower cases and really little letters and huge letters. And sometimes there's pictures in people's names when they first start writing their names. All of this is wonderful. Whatever your child writes on the paper, that is where they are, and that's where they start. So your child gets to write what they feel they need to write, and you get to write this. You're the model. You're the person who always writes the proper uppercase and then the lowercase and the space, and you're writing in a uniform manner, and you're taking opportunities to write in front of your child as the model. And as your child practices and observes and absorbs this writing method over time, and everyone is on a different path, over time their writing will begin to look uniform as well. And it takes a lot of muscle strength, and it takes a lot of observation and a lot of practice. So we will all gather around our children and be patient with them as they enter the journey of writing, and we give them the tools they need to be young writers who write scores and scores of journals and stories and essays and research papers and all kinds of things. And they move from what's going on in here out onto the paper so that the world can hear their ideas. It's so exciting. I'm so excited for you. You are a writer. Okay, again, if you have questions, please let me know, and we will continue to support you as we move through here and get ready for kindergarten. Okay? Okay. Adios, amigos. Te amo mucho.